Alright, I'm fed up. I'm sick and tired of you commie liberal assholes and your fucking race card. One of you motherfuckers has gone way too far and I'm not taking it anymore, alright? Calling me a fucking racist. Calling all Republicans racist. But the Democrats get off scot-free when they're the ones. Alright, you know what? I'm going to hand this over to our great research team here at the War Dogs. Since they did such a great job at digging up videos and sound bites for our last couple episodes, I'm letting them handle this one. You ready? Let's start with the Democratic hero of all history, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He used Presidential Executive Orders 9066 and 9102 to put away 120,000 Japanese Americans in concentration camps during World War II. He also wanted to put the Italian and German Americans in too, even at one point saying, "I don't care so much about the Italians. They are a lot of opera singers." Roosevelt also appointed two segregationists to the Supreme Court. Two Democrats, Jimmy Burns and Hugo Black, a former KKK member who filibustered a bill to make lynching a federal crime. And how about this doozy? From 1933 to 1960s, 26 major civil rights votes were taken. Republicans voted about 96% of the votes favoring civil rights, while Democrats voted 80% against. During the Civil Rights Act of 1964, 40% of Democrats opposed the Civil Rights Act. 80% of Republicans supported it. When the Voting Rights Act of 1965 rolled around, 82% of House Republicans supported it. 94% of Senate Republicans supported it. And remember, it was Senate Minority Leader Everett Dirksen who broke the filibuster to allow the Civil Rights Act of 1964 to pass. And on the Senate floor, Senator Dirksen, Republican, says, "The time has come for equality of opportunity and sharing in government and education and employment. It will not be stayed or denied. It is here." Dirksen also helped write the 1965 Voting Rights Act. But of course, what discussion of civil rights would be complete without John F. Kennedy? Ah, yes, John F. Kennedy. He voted against the Civil Rights Act of 1957. Sorry, it's true. Oh, and so did Al Gore Sr., by the way. Did you know that JFK had Martin Luther King wiretapped and investigated by the FBI on suspicion of being a communist? It's true. Look it up. How about that evil Richard Nixon? He must have been a racist. Well, he got the affirmative action really going with his 1969 Philadelphia plan. How about desegregation? When we were integrating the schools, remember those newsreels of governors standing outside the schools swearing never to let blacks into the white schools? Orville Faubus, Democratic governor of Arkansas, George Wallace, Democratic governor of Alabama, and Lester Maddox, Democratic governor of Georgia. Old Orville used police and other state agencies to block African Americans from entering the white schools. It wasn't until Republican Eisenhower stepped in that those students were allowed to enter. I like Ike. All right, it was Republican Eisenhower who desegregated the military too. Speaking of presidents, should I mention that Abraham Lincoln was a Republican? No, I'm sure you already knew that, but back to the 1960s. Remember the guy who turned on the hoses and released the dogs on civil rights protesters? Democrat Bull Connor. Of course, let's move forward here. You want to talk about racism? How about your boy Clinton? In 1994, hundreds of thousands of Tutsis were butchered by Rwanda's Hutu militia. From April to July, an estimated 800,000 to 1 million blacks were killed. What did your boy Clinton do? Well, the UN does not allow intervention unless there is a crime of genocide. And the United States didn't consider the mass murder of close to 1 million blacks genocide. So Clinton didn't even send a couple of bags of rice or nothing. But in 1999, a little over 11,000 white people were killed, and old Slick Willie was able to call it genocide and was able to send 30,000 NATO troops to Kosovo. Yeah, 1 million blacks? Yeah, here's some rice. That'll be $250. 11,000 white dudes? Send everything we fucking got, dude. That's your boy Clinton, man. What more? Oh, let's get back to the KKK. Did you know that there is only one man still in political office with ties to the KKK? Here is Democrat Robert C. Byrd. The United States Senator, was once a member of the KKK, and he's still currently a United States Senator from West Virginia. Yes, a Democrat.
I think we talk about race too much. I think those problems are largely behind us. I think we can all profit by our mistakes. I think we've reached a new plateau, and I think it's going to keep going upward. There are white I've seen a lot of white in my time. I'm going to use that word.
And he's still a fucking U.S. Senator. Burt also led a filibuster on the Civil Rights Act of 1964. It took Republican Minority Leader Everett Dirksen invoking cloture so the act could pass. He has been appointed Senate Majority Leader when Democrats are in charge and Minority Leader when they aren't. When they gained control of the Senate recently, he became Senate pro tempore. That means he's fourth in line for the presidency, and you're worried about Palin. But I bet you didn't even know that a former KKK member is fourth in line for the presidency. Didn't know that, huh? Of course not. He's a Democrat. How about one of the biggest racists out there, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who has quite often been caught using anti-Semitic remarks, including calling New York City Hymietown. Hymietown? What the fuck is Hyme? Is that a bad word? I've never even heard of that. Oh, but I'm the racist. How about Dan Rather's use of the word buckwheats in his news interview? Dan Rather, a self-proclaimed liberal Democrat. But what about today? The only African-American on the Supreme Court, Clarence Thomas. First African-American Secretary of State, Colin Powell. First African-American woman Secretary of State, Condoleezza Rice. But guys like Rush Limbaugh, they're racist as fuck. Well, one of the most frequent fill-ins for his show is Walter Williams. Yep, he's African-American. And now we present the creme, something French, stuff. Great quotes from your favorite Democrats. VP Joe Biden.
We are more to come, I think. So. No, I've had a great relationship. In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking. Oh, gigantic.
Hillary Clinton.
As I introduce her, I want to end with her favorite quote because I love this quote. It's from Mahatma Gandhi. He ran a gas station down in St. Louis for a couple of years.
And two from our friend Barack Obama.
There's pretty good basketball in Hawaii, but the only thing is, since obviously there are a lot of folks from Asian ancestry in Hawaii, generally the teams aren't as tall.
Right.
So,
and of course saying this about his own white grandmother.
Well, she's extremely proud. And the point I was making was not that my grandmother harbors any racial animosity. She doesn't. But she is a typical white person who, if she sees somebody on the street that she doesn't know, there's a reaction that's been bred into our experiences that don't go away.
But no, we the Republicans are the racist. Fuck you.